The events of the past few days have shown that the political crisis in Rivers State, which escalated from the end of October last year, is far from being over. As expected, the sentiment is shifting from the main actors to their supporters, some of whom are young people. With tension running high and the stakes escalating, two groups have emerged, one in support of Governor Wike-Fubara and the other backing his predecessor and FCT Minister Nyesom Wike. The pro-Wike group, the New Rivers Initiative, comprising of young professionals described as an aberration, the alleged denigration of the person of Mr. Nyesom Wike by the governor's supporters.
It is disheartening to witness the repeated verbal attack and casting of aspersion on Chief Arrested Nyesom Wike by the Rivers State government, their co-travelers and sponsored ads. We strongly condemn such action as they undermine the unity and progress of the state.
They also condemn the alleged withholding of local government funds by Governor Fubara, saying the implications are far-reaching, being that local governments are the closest to the grassroots. They also declared their support for the Martin Amerule-led Rivers State House of Assembly.
We would further like to extend our support and express our confidence in the leadership of Right Honorable Martins Amerule, GSSROS, led Rivers State House of Assembly.
Separately, the SIM Media Volunteers, a group of young media strategists and influencers, is urging Governor Fubara to damn destructive criticism and remain focused on providing quality leadership.
Having evaluated the people-oriented leadership style of the governor, which is centered on Rivers first, and the growth development of our dear state, we, the youths of Rivers State, hereby pass absolute vote of confidence on His Excellency Sir Siminalayi Fubara, GSSRS.
They congratulate Victor Oko Jumbo and others for emerging as principal officers of the pro-Fubara lawmakers.
We congratulate Right Honorable Victor Oko Jumbo and Honorable Sokari, good boy Sokari, for emerging Speaker and leader of the Rivers State House of Assembly, respectively. This is a welcome development in the journey to liberate Rivers State from the bondage of one emperor.
As the face-off between Governor Fubara and his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, continues to unfold, all eyes are on Rivers State, with hopes that dialogue and diplomacy will prevail at the end of the day, and the state will not be thrown into any form of anarchy.
Welcome back to the program. And Rivers politics gets our attention now for good reason, continuously, as you would have observed, even as the protagonists and the antagonists become clearer, the conversations become more vocal, and, the war of wits, so to speak, become more intense from both sides. So joining us to give us a sense, give us an understanding of what exactly is going on, we have Mr. Tamonosisi Gogojaja, who is a former leader, Rivers State House of Assembly, and former Commissioner for Water Resources, Rivers State. He joins us via Zoom from Port Harcourt, the Rivers State capital. And we also have joining us Mr. Olaka Nwogu, former Senator, Rivers Southeast, who also joins us via Zoom from Port Harcourt. Thank you so much, gentlemen, for joining us on the Morning Brief.
Thank you for having me.
I'll start with you, Mr. Nwogu. I'll start with Mr. Nwogu for good reason. The former governor of the state and Senate and Minister of the FCT was speaking in Port Harcourt just yesterday, and he made some weighty words. He said that he made a mistake by helping the governor to succeed him, and he also said that he will change it in due course. Many would ask, what does he mean by this, and what is the implication for governance and politics in Rivers State? Is Rivers on the brink with such an expression? Mr. Nwogu, that's for you. All right, we're having problems connecting through to Mr. Nwogu, so I'll take it to you, Mr. Tamonosisi, with the expectation that, of course, that Mr. Nwogu would react to what you'll be saying. So I'd like you to take that, sir.
I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
Good morning, my viewers. And unfortunately, Mr. Nwogu couldn't connect to you because I had expected that he would have thrown more light into the assertions of the Honorable Minister of FCT during the weekend at Ogbolo. Now, my question and the question of Rivers people has always been, what is that mistake in supporting Governor Fubara to succeed him? Governor Fubara is a perfect gentleman, a humble man. Many assertions have been made. Unfortunately, it will be difficult for anyone to say, look, I made a mistake and I will change it at the appropriate time. The appropriate time, to my understanding, will be waiting until 2027 for us to go back to the polls. And therefore, Fubara wasn't a mistake. It's a divine intervention from God for the people of Rivers State. And I would want to say that whatever that means, maybe when Olaka Nwogu comes on board, he will be able to explain that. But let me correct an impression. There is no political crisis in Rivers State. There is no political crisis in Rivers State. The government is running. All structures of government are in place. The legislature or the assembly is sitting. The judiciary is working. Government is making new appointments. Government is awarding contracts, developing the state. And tomorrow, the Rivers State government will start their one-year anniversary. The truth of the matter is that there are those who are not happy with what the governor is doing, that there are those who are not happy with the development of developmental projects the governor is carrying out in Rivers State. There are those who expected patronages, and maybe because of some delays, they want to force the hands. That does not amount to political crisis. I needed to correct that impression.
Well, I wonder if Senator Nwogu has been able to connect through to us now. He's not ready, but while he's not ready, you talked about many not being happy about what is going on, and that exactly is the case if you consider the visit by the FCT minister, politicians, to the happenings in Rivers State when they visited the State Assembly to complain about the alleged plans to demolish the assembly quarters. And indeed, the plans by the governor to relocate the Rivers sitting to the government house in Port Harcourt. Many wonder what's the legality behind that move of the governor.
All right, let me say to you that I didn't use the word many. I said some. Some people are not happy because majority of Rivers people are happy with the governor. And I don't know where they got the insinuations that the governor is planning to demolish. I'm sure that you will have the clips of the statement, of the comment of governor when he visited the State Assembly quarters. Don't forget that there is an emergence of a new speaker in the State Assembly. And the governor paid a visit to the quarters. And when he got there, the comment he made is, you are aware of the development and that we intend to give a face uplift to the structures here. That does not amount to demolitions. Don't forget that we have had structures that are built in this state. I'll give you an instance. The NLC Secretariat was built by this past administration in this state. In less than 3 months, I don't want to attribute it to the face-off between the NLC and the state government then. But the government locked up that secretariat that was built and completed and commissioned with fanfare in less than 3 months with the excuse that there are structural defects. Now, if there are structural defects in a structure that was built in less than 3 months and it was closed down for over 2-3 years before reopening, now what will you think about a structure that has been constructed for over 2 years or close to 2 years? But in any case, that is not to say that the governor said he was going to demolish. Oh, he said there are leakages. Now, I watched a clip from your studio. Some APC members, including my brother who will appear on this platform this morning, led by the caretaker committee chairman of APC in Rivers State, that the governor visited an assembly complex, which is a public facility, which is owned by the Rivers State government. And, you know, it looks as if we have a parallel government in the state. I had my brother Ambassador Desmond Akawa, who said he brought engineers to come and assess. Under what capacity was he coming to assess the Rivers State House of Assembly complex? Now, let me say, first, I want to put it on record to Nigerians that the governor of Rivers State never said he was going to demolish the structures there. He never said so. There are some of them that need attention, and that was what he said. And it is his right. Under what legality does he have to relocate? Now, it is the responsibility, I have been in the legislature, it is the responsibility of the executive arm of government to provide a sitting venue for the legislature. Should there be a need for renovation in their structure, or should there be a need that something happen to the complex? Just like the FCT minister will say to Nigerians. I heard him say that the National Assembly complex is owned by the FCT authority. Now, FCT authority is not the national, is not the national.
All right, Mr. Gogo-Jaja, if I may butt in, sir. I understand we have Mr. Nwogu has joined us. Senator Alakan Nwogu, thank you so much for coming on the program. We've been waiting for you.
Thank you. We say thank you so much for coming on the program.
Can you hear me, Senator?
Yes, I can hear you now.
All right, Senator, I guess you've been listening to Mr. Gogo-Jaja. Maybe we'll take your quick response before I throw in my question, based on some of the things he said.
Well, it's been difficult with communication this morning, but I heard part of what was being said. First, thank you for having me this morning. It's clear that I heard him say there are no political crises in Rivers State, and he tried to put a point. I heard this later part on the visit of the governor to the state assembly quarters, where he had said that the governor did not have any intention to bring down the structure, maybe to do some renovations. Clearly, let the truth be told to people so this matter can be resolved one way or the other. What's going on is an attempt to emasculate and shut down the activities of the members of the State Assembly. The visit there was not for any renovation or any improvement of the structure. Like their chambers, the State Assembly of official office of the assembly members and their chambers was brought down. The intention was also to bring this down with the hope and the intention that it will stop them from meeting. And we have made the point that it is not structures that define the assembly, it's the members. Our democracy is built on the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. And no arm has a right to shut down the other. What is happening, the attempt to shut down the State Assembly in itself is to truncate democracy. It's to shut down democracy. We will no longer be a democratic government. We will just be an authoritarian government. The difference between a democratic government and an authoritarian government is the legislature, which is the only arm you do not have when there is, say, for instance, a military takeover. The judiciary remains, the executive remains, but the legislature is gone. Today in Rivers State, that attempt is going on. And people are resisting it. People are saying, no, we elected these people to serve. 27 of them out of 31 members, 30, I dare say, because it used to be 32, one died, one resigned. 2 are on suspension or 3 are on suspension. So 27 members are left. All 27 have been meeting.
Right.
When their chambers were closed, they moved to their own quarters. That quarter is better than the Apple legislative quarters, which was a quarters that hosted legislators of the National Assembly. This, what we have in Rivers State, is far better. It's more serene. It's more conducive. The structures, the integrity of the structures are impeccable. To say they want to go and renovate, there are too many problems in Rivers State to solve in all our local governments. Unfortunately, one, we don't have the budget. 2, if you want to apply the state resources of the state well, you go and fix our local governments, go and fix our communities. Not a quarter that was built and commissioned only 2 years ago. It was built by the former governor of Rivers State, now FCT minister, Wike, commissioned by the chief of staff to the president, then speaker. And that facility is one of the best you can find in the entire West Africa. Today, you want to go and work on it simply because by going to do something there, you can stop the members of the parliament from sitting.
All right, Senator Laka.
And people are just watching and keeping quiet.
If I may butt in, Senator, because of time, so we can get in as much as possible on this one. Just a follow-up on what you said, because you just came in, so let's give you a bit of time. You use the word emasculate the legislature from carrying out their duty, which is what the pro-Fubara camp are saying is what Nyesom Wike allegedly is doing to Fubara, which is what is causing all of this problem. But do you think, because this disagreement between the son and godfather, if you put it that way, do you think it's in public interest? If it's really in public interest, why haven't we known exactly why they are fighting?
Well, on that, it's very unfortunate. When we had the last primaries and election to have a successor to Governor Wike, it was clear to everybody in Rivers State that the man in charge was Governor Wike, then Governor Wike. In the course of the process through the party and the elections, he actually chose Fubara as his successor. The leadership of the party was in total agreement. Our people supported Governor Wike to ensure that Fubara was elected. That one is not in doubt. So you use the word godfather, and that is truly what it was. Not too long afterwards, 3 months, 4 months, this thing started unfolding. Many of us did not see this coming this length. We just thought that many people felt excluded, conflict merchants who felt that, a fight between these two persons would give them opportunity to come into governance. So we were so sure that all the processes being put to resolve would succeed. It was Fubara himself who ran to the president for intervention. The president asked him to approach the elders of the state, and they should take him to Wike for resolution. And Fubara came to us. We met in Chief Anabraba's house. He explained that he did not want any conflict with Wike, and we took him to Wike's house. At that meeting, he spoke and called Wike his Oga and said, I don't want any problem. I want to just work with you as I've always worked with you. Wike said, and I remember clearly, just saying you want peace bothers me. It would be nice to know what exactly has happened that has led to all this that's going on. At that time, people loyal to Fubara were putting out all sorts of things against Wike, alleging he wanted money, he wanted to control Rivers State and all that. And Wike said clearly to us, when I was making you governor, I did not ask you to sign a document. I did not ask you to give anything to me. I did not take you to any place, whether church or anywhere, to swear to any loyalty. I just feeling that you can do this job, supported you, you haven't worked with me all this while. It's to my shock that today my name is being dragged. It would be nice if you explain what exactly is the problem between us. The elders are here, so we can resolve this. Fubara said there's no problem. And it actually makes some of us uncomfortable because there has been so much said derogatingly about Wike that has led all sorts of people to start chanting that there must be freedom for Fubara. And we didn't understand what it was when this is the opportunity to state your case and there was no case. Nothing had happened. It was a surprise. I could recall an event where on a commissioning day, Fubara had done a commissioning and we had told him, when you do such things, carry the members of the party, the structure, who are from those places along, especially when the Elele-1 road was done, and it was a road built by Wike on the request of the minority leader of the National Assembly, of the House of Reps. Now, what Wike was saying in essence is that Fubara had said he did the road. It was a promise he made. Wike said no problem, but when you do things like that, this was a road that was awarded under Wike and executed, left for Fubara to commission. And he said, carry our people along. What's the problem between them? Then let it be said openly, because that was almost the open genesis of this. At no time did Wike ask anything from Fubara, but that impression was quickly given to people, and all sorts of people joined the bandwagon.
Well, Senator,
Fubara was being lauded as a savior. He needs redemption, and people crept in and divided these two people.
Senator, let me come in now so we can have a back and forth, so we can also allow Mr. Gogojaja respond to this. One of the sore points, I should say, in what you've said is the former governor making Governor Fubara the governor, and that is not known to our constitution. But again, perhaps we'll get some more clarity on that, because what we know is the people are the ones that vote and make the person governor or otherwise. But Mr. Gogojaja, let me come to you now, because he raised some points. I want to first know, are you aware of this backstory? Because that's been the question. What exactly is the cause of the feud? Are you aware of the backstory as much as Senator is putting out? And do you refute any of the things he has to say about the backstory to this conflict?
No, let me, I must say that I didn't hear a thing from Senator Laka. I didn't, his network probably is glitchy, but there are points you raise. If you raise what he said, because you had him. First is the question you asked him.
Sorry, Mr. Gogojaja, quickly, let me just walk you through some of the things he said, some of the high points. So he said that, well, the former governor essentially didn't have issues with him, really, and that he had even been part of people that took Governor Fubara to meet former Governor Wike to try and speak about these issues. And Governor Fubara said he didn't want any problems, that all he wanted was peace. But he said that at that same time, there were people supporting Governor Fubara who were putting out different things about former Governor Wike and sort of tarnishing his image. He talked about a particular bridge that was commissioned, or at least that was, yes, commissioned. And he said that the former governor had tried to walk Governor Fubara through how we should approach it and the rest. So these are some of the things he said. I'm just paraphrasing because of time. But he essentially said the governor said he didn't want any issues, but it looked like what was happening behind the scenes or in front of everybody was against that.
Well, what I can confirm to you is that Governor Fubara does not want any issue or any crisis in his state. He has stated so clearly. He has said to Rivers people and to Nigerians on the day the impeachment attempt was made, he asked what the matter was. He has asked, what is my offense? But I want to confirm to you what Senator Laka just said. I think that those of them who are the chief advisors to the FCT ministers may not be handling issues correctly. Olaka is very close to my former governor. I know that if Olaka is sincere that he wants to reconcile issues, or he wants to take the matter on, I know that he can. We're friends. We're friends. We've been friends for a very long time. It is not true that anybody is casting aspersion on the former governor. I look at the capacity of people. Are you not aware that there are those who have called, including those who are council chairmen, sitting council chairmen, abusing and insulting the governor? Has the governor made any comments? Is Olaka not there? Has he called them to order? There are several inflammatory statements that have been made by those who are the pro-Wike group, and nobody bothered about them. The issue, like Governor Fubara has always said, his issue is to focus on governance, focus on his personal relationship with the former governor, and make sure that they have a very good relationship. And like I will also bring to the forefront that so the front burner, has former Governor Wike ever said in any fora in this state or at Abuja his personal issue with Governor Fubara? None. That is to say, maybe whatever their understanding has been or was or is, I'm sure that it is flowing, and therefore, like I said, there is no crisis. Those who feel that they can bend the hands of Governor Fubara to get patronages, when they don't get it, they return to the FCT minister to complain. This man is not doing well. This man is bad. This man said this. I know what politicians can do. Some of them can adulterate and distort issues. And I want to say that those of us who mean well for Rivers State should stand up to the occasion. What is the occasion? The occasion is to support Governor Fubara to deliver the dividends of democracy, to deliver, to fulfill the promises he made to Rivers people during his campaign. And there are some of us who also have some of these projects, either by the nomination of contractors or those who introduce their friends as contractors. I will give you an instance. The governor awarded a project in Bori. Olaka knows Bori. Bori is the headquarters of our senatorial district. I come from the same senatorial district with Olaka. Olaka is from the Ogoni axis. Bori is the traditional headquarters of the Ogoni land. The governor awarded a contract to reconstruct the internal roads in Ogoni. And the contract is worth 6 billion. Governor has released 4 billion to the contractor. And that contract, that project was to be part of the project he is to commission during this 1 year anniversary. Contractor collected 4 billion, disappeared, and when the governor raised questions, instead of answering the questions, asking the contractor to go back to the site, they sacked the man or the lady who collected the letter from Rivers State government. All these things will not help Rivers State. I think that the earlier we come together to support the governor, the better for all of us.
It would be a good time for Senator Nwogu to respond to some of the things that you have said, Mr. Tamino Sisi. But while Senator Nwogu is also doing that, I'd like to also take you up on this, because you have said that as far as the senator, the FCT minister is concerned, he has no problems with the governor, and there was a meeting that you, in fact, tried to broker to settle things. And if we refer to some of the interviews that the FCT minister has granted in the recent past, he has distanced himself from setting up the State Assembly lawmakers against the governor. But his comments from yesterday's event caused many to believe otherwise. If he says he's apologizing for helping Governor Fubara to succeed him as governor, and he would correct that. So that causes many to believe, otherwise, to in fact think that, yes, there are some issues, real issues, between him and his political godson. So I'd like you to respond to that alongside, some of the things that Mr. Tamino Sisi has said. Senator Nwogu, that's for you.
And I'll just try, because of this time, I'll try and put this quickly. One, I was given a narrative because I sat through some of these meetings that tried to resolve this thing at the onset. And truth be told, the victim in all of this has been the FCT minister. Most people just go out and talk about let Fubara be, let Fubara be. But For those of us who have been in the thick of it, we know for a fact and truth. The problem here is that the FCT minister was shocked when what appeared to be a conflict or rebellion from Fubara started. And when we met, it was at the instance, Fubara going to the president telling him to beg the elders to take him to Wike. He came, met the elders, we took him to Wike. We begged Wike on that day because we had to beg Wike because after Wike spoke, it was clear to all of us he had done nothing wrong.
I believe that would be rectified in due course. Senator Nwogu was trying to clarify, to reiterate yet again that there were no issues. But it would be interesting to also know how he would respond to some of the issues that Mr. Gogojaja has raised. But while we're waiting for him, let's come to you again, Mr. Gogojaja, particularly with a view to, what would be instructive to prevent any further slide in the situation of things in Rivers State as far as politics and governance are concerned. This is especially important because what we see in Rivers is what is tilting towards, the brink. If you see, a former member, a former chairman of a party leading pro-Wike supporters to the government house, and you see the State Assembly lawmakers on the other side as well. And just before that, we saw the governor visiting the State Assembly quarters. It seems as if even the security agents may be conflicted as to what to do should there be, any testy situation in the future. How does Rivers State avoid this?
No. When you use the word State Assembly members, I wonder the set of people you are referring to. Don't forget that these people have defected to APC, and the moment you defect, that's the provision of the Constitution. The moment you defect, I hope you're not referring to the 25 former lawmakers of the State Assembly. But if you're talking about the Right Honorable Victor Okojumbo, Speaker, Rivers State House of Assembly, we'll be talking. The moment you don't need judicial pronouncement upon defection, it is clear. But what I want to say is, you heard the comments of the FCT minister. If you are a political leader, you don't speak in codes, you don't speak in parables. You should use languages that will not be difficult to interpret. When he makes such comments, at the appropriate time, I will change. What do you think that his supporters that are illiterate, his supporters that are the middle class, the supporters in the villages will interpret that to mean?
So let's allow
What does it not
answer now.
Violence?
Pardon me, Mr. Gogojaja. Senator Nwogu is back. So over to you now, Senator Nwogu. I'd like you to respond in about 60 seconds. We're out of time now.
Yes. Okay. Sorry. The point I was making is that following all these interventions, we went to the president. And when we were done with the president came up with the 8-point agenda. That 8-point agenda, the first to sign was Fubara himself. The idea was, with this, we are resolved. All matters are over. Till date, he has not implemented all of them. If he had done so, Rivers State will be at peace. It's important people know, where is the problem of Rivers State? It's with the governor. He has to make up his mind. Do you want this state to work, or do you want us to be in the dysfunction that we are? The 8-point agenda of Mr. President, which you went to him for intervention, you will not submit a budget to the State Assembly. If you do that, you send them communication, the next day you say they are not assembly members. You deal with them in one aspect and you, at the same time, condemn them for not being this. It's the one finding all these issues. The minister is facing his job and he's doing a wonderful job in Abuja. Here in Rivers State, nothing is happening. And things are not happening because every day, even when we think nothing, every place is at peace. The governor suddenly trumps up the State Assembly members. Now he's trying to swear in, make three persons to form speaker and my majority leader. Where does that happen? you say the other people are not pleased, it's up to the court. 27 members.
Indeed, and it is up to the courts to decide all of those issues. But we expect that, you know, both parties would demonstrate maturity even ahead of the judicial decision on these matters, such that there will be peace in Rivers State. We'd like to thank you very much, gentlemen, for a time. We're totally out of time. Mr. Tamunosisi Gogojaja, former leader, Rivers State House of Assembly, and former Commissioner for Water Resources, Rivers State. Thank you so much for your time on the program. And we've also had...
I thought you would have given me the opportunity to...
We're totally out of time, sir. Pardon us. We've also had Senator Laka Nwogu, former Senator, Rivers Southeast. Thank you so much for your time on the program.
Thank you.
And that's it on the program today. What an exciting time we've had. Of course, we'll return with our conversation on the outcome of the Africa Magic Viewer Choice Award. But thank you for your time. Join us again tomorrow and again throughout this week. We'll be back again. I am Bukola Koka. Guys.
Oh, it's been a while. We've been talking about this. Well, we hope there's a resolution. The MVCA, of course, wish all the winners a great time in their victory. And everybody who didn't win, well, we're expected to have that conversation, but we don't have so much time anymore. So thank you for watching. I'm Jeff Rozonga.
And we'll keep our eyes on the labor protests at NERC and Disco. So stay with Channels Television for all of these updates. Sunrise Daily is next. Don't miss any moment of that. I'm Goodbye.